Right, amazing. Let's get into it. Cool. So, this is our midweek affiliate training. I know it said 700 training, but this is for all of our affiliates. So please take as many notes as possible. 700 is the most important rank on our compensation plan, guys. You should all be affiliates on this call. Is there any brand new affiliates? Just drop a two in the chat if this is if this is your first affiliate Wednesday call in the chat. Jojo, welcome. This Hope guy is new every week. New version. He's elevating every week. I like it. Minnie, certainly not. Chloe, maybe. Lee, Nelly, Ellis, and another Harrison. Amazing. Cool, guys. So let's get into it. I'm going to cover four things today. All right. And they're really, really important things and things that you can avoid, things that you can learn from. It's totally up to you, but I think it's just being aware. It's just making sure that you're aware of certain things to do, not what to do. So we're going to cover mentor, mentee, destination disease, and tap routing. Okay. Very, very important subjects. And it will be up for you guys to decide what you want to pursue, but we've done our job in making sure that you are aware of it. Okay. Amazing. So, mentor. All right. Let's talk about it. It's a word used quite a lot. A lot of people have it in their bios. Um, it's used more than it should be. All right. And I'm just gonna break down what is a mentor. You can decide whether you're a mentor. You can decide whether you have a mentor, but mentorship, I think, is really, really misunderstood. I think it's underappreciated. I think it's underestimated as well. Um, but yeah, all right. So mentorship is learning from someone who already, right, has walked the path you want to take. Okay. So mentorship is learning from someone who has already walked the path you want to take. All right. Unlike formal teaching, mentorship is often more personal, flexible, and based on trust and mutual respect. And mentorship is a lifelong relationship. It's not your upline guys or someone that brought you into the business. This is something that maybe I think it get misconstrued that people feel that just because someone brought them into the business, they are their mentor. Now, if that person, as the one before says, if you don't have mutual respect or you don't trust that person, you trust them enough to maybe join the business, but you don't trust them enough to have a long life relationship already confirmed. So just because someone brings you into the business, guys, it doesn't mean they're your mentor. And if you bring someone into the business, it doesn't mean you're their mentor. Okay. You may not be a mentor. They may not see you as a mentor, right? But I'm going to go into things that obviously you want to kind of focus on doing because at the end of the day, it does come with huge responsibility. Being a mentor is someone that you help them in all aspects of their life, not just building the business. You could mentor someone when it comes to relationship. Obviously, again, make sure you're in a relationship, right? But to be able to give them that advice. But as a mentor, you ideally want to have the results in whatever area that person's coming to you to talk about. They may be coming to you about, I don't know, their family issues. Okay. So if you necessarily don't have the best relationships at home with your family, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to mentor someone when it comes to their family issues. So be very, very careful, guys, on putting that mentorship label on yourself because it does come with a lot of pressure. It does come with a lot of responsibility. It does come with a lot of anyone that's on this call that has been here a while, any of the leaders, you know that sometimes being a mentor is great. It has its benefits, but don't get me wrong, it is a lot. It is a lot, okay? So how to realize whether you are a good mentor or how to become a good mentor, okay? So first and foremost, a good mentor always tries to lead by example. This is something I always try to do. It's something that I always have in mind is I can't tell you guys, and I will never tell you guys to do something that I either have not done or I'm not currently doing. Now, of course, we may be at different stages. So what I'm doing today, it doesn't make sense me telling you what I'm doing today because we're not in the same position. But what I can do is tell you what I was doing in your position. Okay. And one thing that I always tell my leaders is, and you guys can always do this as well, is keep receipts. So what I mean by that is make sure you document your grind when you have no mentor and you have no mentees. Document your grind so that when you do one day have mentees, sorry, you now can teach them and show them that what you did. Okay. Number two, All right. A good mentorship, right, is simple and it's a duplicatable system. Now, I genuinely believe the system we have with building this business is so, so simple. And you'll only realize this when you go and speak to other network marketers in other companies and other sort of they're selling healthcare and they're selling protein shakes, etc. It is so hard for you to become profitable as a network marketer, right? It is so hard for people to make money. Like if you make most average, if you do the statistics, average people that are in network marketing, they don't make money, guys. But the amount of 700s we pop is insane. Like we beat the statistics, but it's because of the system. Okay. And you guys don't need to recreate your system. You just need to don't create your own will, right? If the system works, just plug people into the system, understand the system, and become a product of the system. Okay. Next is good mentorship is having accountability and support. I try to make sure that anyone that I am working with, they know that they can call me at any times of the hours, and a lot of people do. And accountability to certain extents. Now, as I said before, if I'm not strong in a certain area, I'm not going to hold you accountable in an area that I'm not strong at. So if I'm not good at posting every single day, 3 times a day, it's not good to have an accountability partner, regardless whether I have that label on my head as a mentor. I may not be the social media mentor, okay? I may not be the trading mentor, right? So when you build this business and you have a brand new affiliate, your goal isn't to be the trading mentor. Your goal is to plug people into the system, lead by example, and hold them accountability in areas that they want to be held accountable, okay? And always make sure that you support, okay? Next is skill building and stacking. So if you want to be a good mentor, could you write a list? And I tell people to do this all the time. If you have never done this, I want you to do this. Write a list on paper. On the left-hand side, your strengths, and on the right-hand side, your weaknesses. Right? So write down your strengths and your weaknesses. And you can throw anything in there. So I'm good at presenting, I'm good at speaking to people, I'm good at posting on TikTok, I'm good at social media. But please, please, please make sure your weaknesses are 3 times as big. And if it's not, you're deluded, number one. And then number two, you may need someone, a mentor, to show you certain blind spots. Okay, even at the stage I'm at today, guys, I have so many blind spots. Yesterday, I was on the phone to Chris for 2 hours, and we was talking about how just even the stage that I'm at today, I've got so much more to go, and it's not about like how long have I got to go. It's how long, or it's not about how long will it take. So many people are in this business as an affiliate, and they have the mindset, oh, how long will it take? Change the mindset to how far can you go? Okay, how far can you go with this? How many more lives can you impact? How good can you get at skills? But I want you guys to write a list of all your weaknesses and all your strengths and make sure your weaknesses are 3 times as big because then you have room for growth. If you have no weaknesses, you think you're a lot better than you actually are, and you may need a mentor or someone that has the best interest at heart for you to show you where you're maybe where some of your weaknesses are. Okay. Next is to have honest expectations. So I, I don't think I'm too honest, but sometimes I might scare people with this business in the fact that you do have to be like fight yourself and face yourself. And some people just don't. It's easier to just go to a job because I don't have to face myself. I don't have to face my problems. I don't have to get uncomfortable. Like I'm so comfortable at my job. I earn a decent wage and I live paycheck to paycheck, but I can get by. Like for me, honestly, that is cutting yourself short, and I'll always to try and get the best out of people. But at the end of the day, you want to give honest expectation for your people. So if you're doing a VIP list with people and you're not telling them that most people are going to say no, you're not being a good mentor, right? If you're not letting people know that when you do launch on social media and you do TikToks and you do Reels, it's a 1 to 3 month process. Are you giving honest expectations? The only reason why people quit network marketing is because they had expectations that weren't met. That was the issue. They had expectations that weren't met. So when you don't meet your expectations, this isn't for me anymore, right? I expected to come and make money. Well, most businesses take 3 years to become profitable. It took me 8 months to make a penny in network marketing. I'm being honest expectations, all right? Now, bad mentorship. Okay, this is what to avoid. And this is to maybe ask yourself if you have this, maybe the mentorship can be improved. Okay. So, number one, if you have all hype and no substance, right? So you have no real value. If people are not coming to you and saying, can you give me some gems? Or can you give me some wisdom? or that if people are not trying to get anything from you and you're not trying to give and you're just saying, build the business, man, build the business, like, and you're just coming with motivation, that is you're selling the dream by just hype. Like, I don't try to give hype. I give try to give valuable substance behind the value I'm giving. Hype doesn't work. People will suss you out after a while to realize you don't actually have much value. You don't actually have much knowledge, right? So quit the hype. I don't try to motivate people because motivation just doesn't exist, right? You can't rely on motivation with this business or any business, okay? Next is no real accessibility. So if people can't ring you and you're terrible at answering it. And I'm talking to myself here. I'm not the best, but I'm always on another phone call. I'm not airing you, I promise you. I'm always got something else going on, right? But are you accessible where people can call you any times of the hours, right? People call me any times of the hour of the day, right? Except from the morning. That's a non-negotiable. I can't lie. Don't bother me in the morning, right? That is a non-negotiable. So maybe I'm a bad mentor, all right? But don't phone me in the morning. Let me have my time, right? Um, but generally speaking, most of us we don't have a huge team. We don't have a lot of people calling us. So when you have the few people that do call you, please make sure you're answering on text. It shouldn't be a day to reply to people. You shouldn't take hours to reply to people. It shouldn't take you more than a day. If it takes you more than a day, and you're not a 5K, then not that it's an excuse, not that I'm condoning it, but you have to understand there's so many people that may be texting or ringing, but still, I always try and get back to people ASAP. All right. Next is having overcomplicated systems. None of you should have that. You should just be following the system. But some people want to create their own system. Some people want to create their own group chat. Some people want to do their own thing. And we're not here to stop people doing it. You can do it, but it normally will take you a little bit longer to get the success. Okay. Creates dependency. So if now you're dependent on your team to do calls, or you're dependent on people to send in trades, or you're dependent on people to promote it, then you've now fallen into management mode. Okay. So you don't want to be dependent. Like, I try and do as much with letting people fly their wings, but you don't want to just simply rely on your team. And then the last one, and it's the probably the most awkward or uncomfortable one, is you don't have no results and you're not getting anyone else in your team results. Okay, that's an issue that you can work on, but it's a huge red flag to mentees or people that may look up to you as a mentor if you're not producing and neither are the team. Okay, guys. If you're still with me, just drop a one, or if you have any questions regarding this. All right, amazing. Okay, can I expand on the dependency one? Okay, cool. So what I mean by that is sometimes people get to a level, they might get to 1K, and they now they now expect, for example, they now expect their team to ring them, or they now expect that um people are just going to do it by themselves. Like, people still rely on you. Okay. People are still going to rely on you. You still have to help people. You still have to serve people. Right. So you don't want to create a system where now, if I just sat back and I didn't do any calls, I didn't send any alerts into the group, um, I didn't pull my weight, you're now depending on your team. And that should never be the scenario. Okay. Cool. So next, menteeship. This is what you guys should mainly be focused on. Mentorship that takes years to come. I didn't have a mentor. I had people I could learn from, but a mentor that I could ring any time in a day and talk about any problems, I didn't have that until maybe 3 years into the industry. But one thing when the mentee is ready, the mentor will appear. So if you don't have that person that you can call about anything and anyone, just focus on being the best mentee. And when you are ready, the mentor will appear. Okay, that's exactly what happened to me. So good menteeship. They take fast action. So what I mean by that is we jump off these calls and you implement what you learned ASAP, right? You don't just leave it in your notes, make it look pretty. You don't come off the Zoom and go and play station. You don't come off the Zoom and do something. You come off the Zoom and you implement what you just learned. And again, I'm talking what I used to do. I used to come off these calls and I used to implement exactly what I just learned. Because if not, I know myself, I'm gonna get busy, I'm gonna get caught up doing something else, I'm gonna get distracted, and I've just wasted my hour on a Wednesday evening. Okay. Next is consistent daily effort. 1% every single day, guys. Consistently. That 1%, just 1%, that one phone call, like do it. If you have to do the bare minimum, not that it's the standard or what you deserve or what you should be doing, but at least meet people or meet yourself. You're doing it for yourself, guys. At least have 1% a day. That day you don't miss. It's like when you I'm on the process of when you do get your teeth whitened, etc. If you miss a day, you go back to where it starts. It's the exact same with this business and consistency. The day you don't post, you messed up the algorithm. The day you don't make the phone call, someone else will sign up with someone else. Like the amount of times I've had to learn the hard way of making sure every day I'm doing something. If I didn't read a book today, someone else did, right? So there's always someone else that you have to compete with, but ultimately you want to compete with yourself, okay? Next is ask smart questions. This is a sign of humility. So if you have humility, right, it means that you know that someone else has the results, but I'm going to ask as many questions. Guys, you see for Portugal, you should have a list. The amount of money and the amount of people you're going to meet, anyone that is coming to Portugal, make sure you have a list. I do. I have a list of questions that I'm going to ask people that have the results. So Daniel Fire, I've got a few questions for you, right? Because I want to know exactly what it is you've done, exactly what I should be doing. Good mentees ask smart questions, okay? And there's no dumb questions, but sometimes there is, okay? Um, self-accountable. If you don't have an accountability partner, guys, you have to do that yourself. For years, I didn't have accountability partner personally, but it's important. And then a good mentee thinks long term, okay? You have to, and I'm speaking to anyone here that wants to at least make 10K a month because that's the standard here. You have to at least be looking at 18 months. Okay. 18 months is the bare minimum you want to be looking at this industry and this business. It is a business. Business takes time. Study all of the greats that have had a successful business. It takes time. You don't start a business today. Imagine if you started up a restaurant and you said, I'm going to give this 18 months or I'm going to give this 3 months. You wouldn't do that, right? You'd want to have a longevity with your business. And that's what we have here. All right. Now, bad menteeship consumes but doesn't act. I had a guy that was in my first company, and this guy was on every Zoom call. He'd read every single book, he'd listened to every single audio. He was a personal development junkie, but he never personally developed once. And so many people are on the Zoom calls every week. They're plugging into the YouTube stuff every week. But as soon as they get off, you have to take action, guys. You have to take action. A bad mentee will just consume, and knowledge is power, don't get me wrong, but it's useless if it's not implemented. You have to implement this stuff. Okay. So even like at the list after this call, do your list, the weaknesses and strengths. Don't leave it until tomorrow. That tomorrow mindset, the moment you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, it's procrastination. It goes into procrastination. Okay. Next is inconsistent. Next is blaming external factors. Oh, my upline is not building, or uh, my upline this or this, that, and everything is just pointing. No, that's bad menteeship, guys. Take accountability. That's the first step of being a mentee is realizing that I am in my scenario because of me, and I am the only person that's going to get me out of that scenario. The day you realize and you accept that is the day you won't wait for anyone. If I had waited for friends and people to get in line and friends and people to see the vision and people to say yes, I'd still be at Tesco. Like, you can't blame anyone. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say you are responsible for where you are and where you want to get to. Okay. Next is avoids discomfort. So those that are choosing not to put on your camera and you're sitting there and you could put on your camera, you are avoiding discomfort. That is someone that is not going to be ready for mentorship because a mentor will really, really make you uncomfortable. Right? A mentor's job is not to tell you what you want to hear. A mentor's job, be careful. Some people ring me and say, Josh, I want your mentorship. Trust me, you're not ready. You're not ready. Okay? Next is they avoid, oh, they need constant motivation. It's not a good sign, right? And then next is jump ships too early. So they say, I want to go to this team and I want to go to that team and I want to do that mentor and I want to go to that mentor. You haven't taken accountability. Okay? Most people don't fail, guys, because of the company. Most people don't fail because of the mentor a lot of the time, all right? I'm speaking the majority of the time. Sometimes you might get an odd scenario, yeah, but the majority of the time, people fail not because of the mentor, not because of the system. They fail because of poor menteeship habits, inconsistency, plus overthinking, plus lack of action. It's so simple. Do the opposite. Do the opposite to the masses. That is the trick. Okay. Most people are inconsistent. Most people are overthinkers, and most people don't take action. So if you want to be a good mentee and you want to seek, trust me, I will find you if you are the mentee. Your mentor, a mentor will find you when you are ready. If you're consistently putting on your camera, if you're consistently on calls, if you're consistently at events, if you're consistently getting on freeway calls, if you're consistently posting, I promise you, people are watching you. You will have someone to put your arm around you. Okay? Right? Drop a two if you guys are still with me. All right, I'm gonna go to the next page. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. But this is so important, guys. Because you, at the end of the day, you do need mentors. I do need mentorship. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have mentorship, right? But if you're consistently not doing the things and you're not asking questions and you're not ringing your mentor and you're not ringing people that you have access to, I ring Chris for any scenario. Like any scenario regarding the business, I will ring him. Whether I take his advice, I just want a different perception from someone that is making more money than me because you must have been in this scenario. So I just want to get your perspective. And it doesn't mean I'm going to take it on board, but I'm going to ring you and just actually just get your perspective. So if you're not ringing your whoever you call your mentor and asking questions, then you're listening to yourself. And that's the worst case scenario. Okay. Destination disease, guys. Okay. So destination disease is a mindset where someone believes I'll be happy, fulfilled, or successful once I reach a certain goal. This is real scary. Okay. It's a disease. A disease is never good. Destination disease. Now, what it sounds like, if you're wondering, do I have that? Do I have this disease? We've all been there. I'll be happy when I hit this rank. Red flag. I'll feel successful when I make 10K a month. Red flag. Once I get there, everything will be good. Red flag. If you don't believe me, get to 10K a month and you'll realize, rah, Josh was right. Okay? Happiness is within, right? Happiness is within, guys. If you feel like something, and this is where, like, when people say, what is success or what success? Success is, as it says at the bottom, success comes from the process, not the destination. If you guys think that 10K will change your life, it will help. Don't get me wrong. But if you're not happy and you're making 10K a month, it's the process that you need to focus on. As in saying, not how long will it take to get to silver, not how long will it take to get to gold, not how long will it take to get to 2K or 10K or 15K. But how far can I go with this? And let me enjoy the struggles. Let me enjoy the highs and the lows. It can't be all happy days, guys. Let's be honest. It can't be happy days. If you can have a bad day at work, why can't you have a bad day in the business? If you can have a bad day trading, why can't you have a bad day in the business? Right? Now, you may get to your goal. And don't get me wrong, when we do rank sec recognition, it's an amazing feeling. When you're on stage, it's an amazing feeling. But when you come back, everyone that comes to Portugal and you're walking on stage and you're ranked, it's going to be an amazing feeling. But as soon as you're on that plane, the excitement's gone. And this is where it's important to now create new goals, right? Not so that you're still feeling like that, but a new goal will normally replace that feeling. You hit 700, oh, okay, I'm all right. You wake up in the morning, you're excited. A week goes by, shit, I still feel crap, right? You still feel unsatisfied, all right? It becomes a cycle of never enough, and it's an internal job. Success is all internal, all right? It's an internal job, okay? So again, you might think when I hit a leadership rank, I'll feel confident. But then when you get there, the pressure increases, new targets, confidence still isn't built internally. you will get exposed, guys. All right. And like I said, I'm just being honest I'm not mentoring you guys today, I'm coaching you guys today, but I'm just being honest that if you do this, if you try and be happy now, try and be grateful now, try and be have the vision now, work on your mindset now, read the books now, listen now, um, and it will get a lot easier. Okay. Focus on who you're becoming. Focus on the skills and focus on being 1%. It's so simple but so complicated because we're human beings. We have been structured by society to lose. So that's the battle. The actual business, the actual instructions are quite simple is focus on who you're becoming. Do you have manners? Are you polite? Do you have morals? Right? Do you have ethics? These sort of things. The skills, what skills do you have? Can anyone tell me? No 2K or 1K, no 2K answer this, right? But what are the seven skills in network marketing? Archie, man, you're Archie, chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out. There's always one. Ah, you lot are ruining it, man. You lot are ruining it. Right? So Chloe, not to draw you out here, but the Eric Worre 7 steps to network marketing. Now you're a 700. That's something that you need to learn those skills. Okay. So Eric Worre, go on Spotify. Eric Worre, 7 steps to network marketing. You want to learn those skills. All right. So you want to focus on what skills do I have? It's like imagine going to uni and you had no degree. You guys may be in this uni, but if you don't have no skills, you're not going to be able to make money. You need skills to make money. Okay right? And then obviously daily progress, where you know what? I phoned 5 people today. I posted a reel on TikTok. I spoke on my story today. I'm progressing daily. I remember Bell said this, and I feel like I can probably relate to this now. Is that 6 months ago, those that have been in the business for 6 months, are you the same person? Like if you're the same person 6 months ago, it means you're not focusing on you're not trying to build yourself. You're trying to build the business, that's fine, but you want to build yourself. Are you still wearing the same clothes 6 months ago? You still listen to the same music 6 months ago? Have you still got the same, are you still spending as much time with certain people 6 months ago? If that's the case, then you're not focusing on who you're becoming because it shouldn't be the same. Okay. Um, so yeah, instead of I'll be happy when I get to 10K, shift it to I'm growing every day whilst working towards it. Okay, that's the most important thing, guys. All right. I'm never gonna talk down. I'm never gonna criticize someone who gives that 1% or at least try and at least try. Like if you don't try, like God loves a trier. I'm not saying that God don't love you if you don't try, but at least try. Like at least try to get better. Okay. Cool. Taprooting. This is a skill that has made me a lot of money, not directly, but understanding what this is. Now, remember, this was a 700 training, so you're welcome, right? But taprooting is having the ability to go levels deep in your business. Okay. You want to go levels deep in your business. Now, that isn't, I can draw it out at the end. I can draw it out at the end, but you want to go levels deep into your business. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Now, to go or to grow with someone, you need to know someone. Please write this down. To go or grow with someone, right? You need to know someone. You need to know more than their job, right? You need to know, and if I said to you right now, and answer this in the chat box, guys, how do you get to know anyone? Like, how do you get to know people? Conversations. I'm looking for a specific answer. Yeah, specific answer. So we got conversations, talk to strangers. Ah, Paulina, she got it. Ask questions. So when I go into my back office or I see a new person that has joined the group, I'll either message that person or ring that person and just find out information about them. What is it you do? What football team do you support? Like, get to know them. I can't help you grow. And I can't help you get to where you want to go if I don't even know who you are. Of course, we're not going to sit on the phone for hours and you can't tell me yourself in hours, but at least know someone. Some of you don't even know your people and expect them to listen to you or you them want to grow with you. Okay. Until you create a silver, okay? So until you create a silver, it is your full responsibility to do everything for their recruits and their personals, maybe even up to 1K, okay? Until you create a silver, guys, it is your full responsibility to do everything for anyone that that person brings in, maybe even up to 1K, right? Some people, they may bring in their four and they hit executive, and their person in their team may bring in someone, and I say, okay, how many people you got in your team? Four. No, you have five. Someone like that's part of your team. That is your responsibility. Okay. A lot of people feel if you can see someone in your back office, you should have the mindset that you can and you should help them. So if you can see someone in your visual tree, you should and could help them. Okay. Next is your goal is to launch ASAP. You want to create a story. All right. So when we do an affiliate launch, this is for anyone that does do affiliate launches or has had an affiliate launch. You want to create a story as soon as possible, and your stories sell. Facts tell. So, for example, I'm sure you lot have heard and you lot have seen about Harrison. Harrison is going to run with this story until a new story is created. I run with my story. It took me 7 months to hit my first rank. That was in 2020. I created a story. It wasn't how I wanted it to go. It was a crappy story compared to Harrison, right? It took me 8 months to get one customer. It took him 2 weeks to make 1,000, right? But he's created a story. So when he speaks to anyone and he talks to anyone, he has a story. If you are not pushing and you are not grinding and you are not launching, it's called an affiliate launch, not an affiliate stroll, not an affiliate when I want to, not an affiliate sometime. You launch, okay? You serve people, guys. Okay. So when you taproot, you're realizing, and this is where some people go wrong. This is the mentor mentee ship as well, where people go wrong. Is our job is to serve people. People do not serve you. I am serving you guys now. I don't expect anyone to serve me. Now, at first, when you are working with people, guys, please, leaders, write this down. When you are starting off and you're not maybe at a certain level of leadership, there's 5 levels of leadership. If you're not at a certain level, you have to go 51% and they go 49% at first. You go 51% and they go 49% at first. A lot of people get this misconstrued. Your people are not here to serve you. You serve your people. And if you don't agree, don't be an affiliate, because we are going to build this business how it's meant to be built from the foundation all the way up. If you build an empire and the foundation, the pillars are not correct, then the business isn't going to grow. It's going to collapse. So you go 51% with people and they go 49%. And then eventually what happens, guys, is when you've helped enough people get what they want, eventually they will help you get what you want. Eventually, if you stay strong enough for long enough, you'll help enough people get what they want. When people join the business, they want to make money. Help them make money. Eventually, when it's your time to make money, people then start showing up. Okay? You will have phases where you're struggling to recruit, guys. Help other people recruit and put them under your wing. So when you go for a phase, which we've all been in, where maybe recruiting isn't working, are you helping anyone else recruit? I believe the month of March for me, the main agenda was helping people with the GFU incentive. Okay. The main agenda was helping people with the GFU incentive to make sure people get paid. Did I bring in personals? Yes. Could I bring in more? Of course I could have. But my agenda was helping other people get to their rank. Okay. Next is an affiliate is not an affiliate until they have recruited two. So if you're on this call, yes, you may have had an affiliate launch, but if you have not brought in two, unfortunately, you are still a customer. If you have brought in two, you are now an affiliate, which means you need to know certain things and you're not treated different, but you need to have recruited to become an affiliate. A person is not a potential leader. Be very, very careful, guys. Be very, very careful if you are calling people a leader and they have not built 8 levels deep. This is what I was taught. This is traditional network marketing. And I'll show you what I mean at the end. If you have not built the business 8 levels deep, you you still could be a potential leader. All right. And a person is not a potential mentor until you have at least 2 years in the industry. Okay. I'll say that again. A person is not a potential mentor. And I'm saying potential in person because there's so many different variables and so many different, uh, there's a lot of context behind it. But a person is not a potential mentor until you have at least 2 years in the industry. Okay, guys? So I just want to show you what I mean about levels deep in your business. Okay. So what I mean by that is, as we're all aware, we have two legs that we need to build to get paid. Okay. It is, write this down. It is your upline has your best interest in trying to build or help or contribute to one of your legs, but it is your, again, responsibility to build both of your legs, guys. For 3 years, I built 3 legs, right? It is your responsibility to build 2 legs. It's your upline will have they will have your best interest. They will do as much as they can, right? To contribute, but it is your responsibility to build both legs to get paid for you. Because if your upline leaves, now what? Are you leaving? No, you're still trying to get paid, so build both legs. Okay? It's a privilege, guys. I didn't know that even 1 leg or 2 legs was a thing. I only knew back in the day, people had to be able to build 8 legs. Like a spider. Like you have to build 2 legs, right? So when you do build your business, right? Let's just say I'm up here, right? And I have my left leg and I have your right leg. Okay. Now, let's just say you are not a potential leader and you don't have a potential business until you have driven your business 8 levels deep. Okay. Not on people's left leg, right? So this is your structure, okay? Everyone will have this exact same structure, okay? Everyone has the exact same structure, and this is how it shows that everyone has to pull their weight. This is not a pyramid scheme. You ain't got to pull your weight. You just get paid off everyone else's work. No, you actually have to pull your weight. Until you go 8 levels deep, guys, you have 8 people in a row, right? You've driven 8 level deep. 4, 5. You guys get my point. There's 8, right? There's 8 levels deep. There's 8 people deep. You are not a potential leader and you don't have a potential business. Okay? So when people are doing, let's just say people are doing this leg, that and what I mean is directly down, you want to have at least 8, ideally affiliates or more, executives or more. That's when you actually have some sort of business. Until then, guys, you have to produce the most. Because some people bring in 4 no more and you get to 700 and you expect your business to just grow. No, no, you have to stay in phase one. Okay, you have to keep producing. Else it'll be a pyramid scheme, guys. If you just brought in 4 and everyone else did the work, that's a red flag. That's a big red flag with the company. Gifu can't afford. How can Gifu just pay out and you're not producing? You have to make sure you're producing. All right. You always have to lead by example. You can see how now we've got to this point. Mentorship and menteeship will depend on how good your business goes. Okay. So, with that being said, that is it from me. All right.